Our chalice lighting words come from Carl Seberg. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak. And the songs we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together. And in that spirit of joy, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join us in our opening hymn, number 65, The Sweet June Days.
Good morning. You look so beautiful, and the flowers look beautiful, but your faces just really fill the room. It is so good to be together this morning, those of us here in person and everybody online on Zoom. Everyone turn around, wave to the Zooming in folks. We are all part of one giant community, and it is so great to be together on Pride weekend and the 100th anniversary of our flower communion ceremony. And we will hear more about that soon. And it's also our closing service for the year in which we honor our living traditions. And so that's really wonderful to be together to do this morning. We know that life is richer and deeper and more gratifying if we live it together. And so we celebrate the many diversities among us, age and race and class and differing abilities and sexual orientation and gender identities, religious and political beliefs. Welcome, everyone. If you want to hear more about the church or get our newsletter or get a call from a minister or figure out if you are finally ready to join the choir after you hear them today, you can fill out a little blue connection card during this service. We want to make sure you leave this place not as a stranger but as a friend. And please join us for community hour following the service through the doors behind me. And let's see, if this is your first visit, we should tell you something, which is that this is our concluding service for the church year. We do slow down a bit in the summer. and we pause our regular services for a while. So if you were to come and you went to the front doors, you might find them locked, but never give up. Go to the side door and go to the common room, because you might find people swapping eggplant and tomatoes. You might find a meditation service. You might find a guest minister who's come to lead something. You just, you never know, and it really doesn't get that much slower around here. There are also a lot of chances that a lot of Sundays that are still available to be led by someone eager and ready, such as you. And if that feels like it's something calling to you, just talk to Annie. There's a couple of spots left for summer Sunday endeavors. Let's see. We have some announcements. Do join us today at noon for our annual meeting of the parish. It is at noon. It's in here. And if you're on Zoom, you might want to log in a little bit early. The Zoom link was sent out. You could please change your name so that it does say your name or your family name, so that we can all tell who is there. And there is childcare available from 11:30 to 1:30. We really want to make this fully accessible to everybody. You can find our annual report online. It's 93 pages long, because all of our wonderful teams and committees worked really hard to turn in their information, and staff and other folks, and it was all compiled by our truly amazing office staff, Brenda and Stacy, and it's like a real labor of love. Thank you to them. So if you haven't done it before, you might be interested to know. You can go to www.uubedford.org, look in the documents section, but we've put it right in the middle. Click documents and then click annual report. You can also there find all the other minutes of any committee who has been able to put that online. So much good stuff is there. Our gallery continues to be open. It's gorgeous, and if you haven't had a chance to take a look at it yet, you should walk through. There is also on Juneteenth, Monday, June 19th, at 10 a.m. in front of First Parish, Sharon McDonald will be speaking about the Black community here in Bedford throughout history. And it's a great thing to attend. We hope that everyone will come. It's at 10 o'clock on our steps on Juneteenth. Let's see, also today on our town common at 1 o'clock is a big pride celebration. So after the annual meeting, we can tumble out into something so joyous that really celebrates humans being human. And that's what we love best about being a church community, is to lift up the glory that we have each been born to manifest within us. So welcome, one and all. And now I invite us to stand for our unison affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es su ley. Este es nuestro gran pacto, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad en espíritu de amor y ayudarnos los unos a los otros. You may be seated. Lisa, Maria, and I have a joint story to share. And she begins.
I just want to quickly say it's an honor to get to share a storytelling opportunity with this lady one more time. Thank you.
Ditto.
This is a story about brave people and beautiful symbols.
It's really two stories, one about a man named Norbert and one about a man named Harvey. They were very different, but they were both brave and believed that every human is important.
Norbert Chopik was born in southern Bohemia in Europe in 1870.
Harvey Milk was born in New York City in 1980.
30.
Wow, I'm really... He could have been born in 1980 for how cool he was. He was born in 1930.
Norbert's mother was a devout Catholic, his father agnostic, meaning he had questions. Norbert became an acolyte, a helper in the Catholic Church at age 10 in his local community, but it didn't feel right to him. And at 18, Norbert discovered the Baptists and became a minister. He founded almost a dozen churches from Ukraine to Budapest. Yet, slowly, his faith became more and more liberal.
Harvey grew up in New York City. He dreamed that everyone, even gay people like him, would have equality. He dreamed that one day people would be able to live and love as they pleased.
Norbert left his home country because of his government and accepted a call to serve a Baptist church in New York City. Until one day in 1919, that day, he wrote in his diary, "I cannot be a Baptist anymore, even in compromise. The fire of new desires, new worlds is burning inside me." Norbert and his wife Maya Chopik joined a Unitarian church in New Jersey in 1921. For the same reason a whole lot of you did. Their children liked the religious education program. That's the power of our Sunday school teachers. And kids, that is your power too.
Harvey also had power. With his New York accent, Harvey talked to everyone about his dream. His voice boomed. His body bounced with energy and excitement. Some people listened. A few agreed. Most did not. Many people did not think gay people should have rights, and they were angry and hateful.
In Norbert's life, World War I ended. His home country was now independent, so he and Maya returned home to Czechoslovakia. His Unitarian church was the Prague Liberal Religious Fellowship, and in just 20 years, his church had 3,200 members. Norbert had a lot of energy, and people liked his vision.
Harvey's big voice and big dream wouldn't be stopped either. He discovered one way to change laws was to help make laws. In 1977, Harvey Milk took a big step towards that dream when he became one of the first openly gay people to be elected to political office in the United States. Harvey and his friends planned marches to protest inequality and unfair laws. And just days before one of the marches, Harvey had an idea.
Norbert also had an idea. He knew the traditional Christian communion service of bread and wine wouldn't meet the needs of his congregation because his church, like ours, had people who believed different things. Chopik turned to the beauty of the countryside, to the beauty of flowers. In 1923, he developed the flower ceremony. He asked his congregants to bring a flower to church from their gardens, the field, or the roadside. He invited each person to place their flower in a vase, just like we have done here today. There was the church community no less unique for being united. Following the service, each person could take a flower from a vase, a different one than they had brought.
Harvey thought, we need a symbol that shows who we are and how we feel. Something to carry during the march. Something to make people feel that they are part of a community. Something to give people hope. Harvey knew an artist who could help, Gilbert Baker. Harvey asked Gilbert, and Gilbert said, we need a flag. Volunteers helped to make Gilbert's design come to life. Together, they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vibrant dyes. They cut and pieced and sewed until Harvey and the other activists had a flag, a giant flag with 8 colorful stripes. On June 25th, 1978, when it was time for the march, a breeze stirred in San Francisco. The flag unfurled. a rainbow as bright and unique as the men and women who walked behind it led the march.
Chapek was a visionary minister with a church ahead of its time, a bold church, a church thinking beyond its doors, beyond what it thought possible. It was a church that was willing to take risks, to make tough decisions, to bear disappointment, and to build a new way. First, by building a church, and that church could build up the world.
Harvey and the people in his march asked for equality. They asked to live and love as they pleased. Harvey was proud of his flag and proud of himself. He hoped others could be proud too.
Sometimes being brave and bold makes other people angry. For Norbert, it meant the Gestapo arrested him in 1942. The Gestapo were the Nazis, and the Nazis accused Chapek of listening to foreign broadcasts and sent him to the Dachau concentration camp.
For Harvey, 5 months after the flag was unfurled, at the march on November 27, 1978, he was killed, along with the mayor of San Francisco. Their lives were taken by a man who did not think like Harvey or love like him.
Even in starvation and torture in a concentration camp, Norbert held a flower ceremony with his fellow prisoners, finding whatever flowers they could among the weeds of the camp. They testified to a beauty larger than themselves and a love that would outlive them.
The rainbow flag did not fly on the dark, sad night that Harvey was killed. Instead, thousands and thousands of people marched silently, carrying candles. The candlelight wove through the streets of San Francisco, up and down hills and around city buildings. That could have been the end of Harvey's dream and the colorful flag, but it wasn't.
The Nazis killed Norbert Chapek, but his spirit, courage, and commitment live on today. Those qualities have passed now to us to make them real. His wife, Maya, brought the flower ceremony to the Unitarian Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1940. What we are going to do today in our worship service is not a historical reenactment of something done over and over, but an affirmation of our continuity with the generations of struggle for more freedom and more equality for everyone.
After Harvey died, more rainbow flags were created. Some of the colors changed. 8 stripes became 6 stripes. Then, more recently, other colors have been added. There are many, many versions of pride flags because humans come in so many beautiful varieties. But the meaning of the flag did not change. It was a flag, and I see one waving That's great. It was a flag of equality. More and more people began to think of the flag as their flag, our flag, and they began to feel pride. They began to have hope.
Thank you both for sharing those stories with us this morning. We are indeed a faith community that has inherited the tradition that Chapek was part of, the tradition of being brave and bold and celebrating each and every person for being their own special flower. And we also keep alive the tradition of Harvey Milk, too, celebrating with pride the varieties of gender and sexuality we find in our communities. This is no small thing in today's climate that can be increasingly hostile for so many people in our country, including trans and queer people. So please give generously to this morning's offering to strengthen this community one of the many communities fighting for freedom and hope in this world. Thank you, choir, and other musicians. That was the perfect song for the story that we shared. Yesterday, I was at a Pride event in Boston where they had some temporary tattoos, and some people have noticed that I'm still wearing mine today. It hasn't come off yet. As I was looking through the temporary tattoos, I said to one of my friends, "Oh, I'm trying to avoid the really cheesy ones." And she said, "But you know, right now, the cheesy ones are sounding pretty good." And she had a point. In today's world, I know that when I listen to the news or tune into what's going on in many parts of our country, I feel really, really angry and really, really scared. And when we feel angry and scared because there are very real threats to our well-being, so many threats that I could list, and you know what they are, and you are all people who are fighting against those threats in so many different ways, then it kind of does make the cheesy things feel less cheesy and more poignant. And whenever I think about the origin of the flower communion, and I think about what happened to Norbert Čapek, who started it, it makes this ceremony that could seem a little cheesy. Oh, give a flower, take a flower. It gives it a totally different meaning of what it means to grow and thrive and move toward beauty under fascism. And so this morning, as you take your flower from the vases that will be brought by my flower helpers in a moment, I encourage you to take what you need from that bouquet. Maybe you need some hope. Maybe you need some energy. Maybe you need some love. Because truly what weaves us together over and over and weaves through the stories we've heard today is love, a commitment to loving one another, loving this earth, and not letting go. I now invite my flower helpers to go and grab a vase, and we will have our flowers while we listen to our choir.
Makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round. Somebody soon will love you if no one loves you now. High in some silent sky, love sings a silver song, making the earth whirl softly. Love makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round. Somebody soon will love you if no one loves you now. High in some silent sky, love sings a silver song, making the earth whirl softly. Love makes the world go round.
We will now share in a prayer to dedicate these flowers. And this prayer was written by Norbert Čapek in kind of an old-fashioned, fancy language. And so we, as a staff team, have written our own echoes of his words to put it into more common modern English. And if you would like to join in reading Čapek's words, they're in your order of service. We will alternate each stanza with one of our own words. So it will sort of be a responsive type reading. In the name of the providence, which implants in the hearts of the seed the future of the flowers, and which implants in our hearts that unrest which will not be quenched till people live lovingly with each other, we bless these flowers. We bless these flowers in the name of that creative power that moves all living things toward flourishing, that same love which keeps our hearts troubled, so that we strive toward building a more loving, inclusive community.
In the name of the highest, in which we move and take our being, and in the name of the deepest, which makes father and mother, sister and brother, lover and loner who they are, we bless these flowers. We bless these flowers in the name of our own beautiful souls, the power of which makes us parent, child, sibling, lover and loner, dreamer and doer.
In the name of the prophets and sages who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of the reign of mutual respect, we bless these flowers. We bless these flowers in the name of any and all who have ever in any way helped to make the world a kinder, gentler, fairer place for all, especially when it has taken time and energy or courage to get it done.
Let us renew our resolution sincerely to be brothers and sisters regardless of the barriers which estrange. We double down on our efforts to live as siblings, though we know there are many challenges to overcome to live lovingly with all.
May these flowers be for us the sign of the glory and variety to which we aspire, knowing the whole while that we are one family, the family of spirit and nature. Let these blooms remind us of the glory of creation, the infinite diversity of all peoples, and the knowledge that we are one human family entwined with nature and spirit.
In this holy resolve, may we be strengthened by the spirit of love, that we ourselves may bloom in splendor of a joyful life, and endeavor to be ever more perfect in our days. We are sure that this is how we want to live, respecting and protecting the worth and dignity of all. May love and our commitment to living lovingly strengthen us, transform us, bring us joy, and make us whole. May it be so.
So every year for this final service, we wave pride flags like that, which I really like. For this service, we like to include a song that Dean Groves wrote many years ago, I think for Lori, right? Okay, then good. You know what? Dean will introduce it.
Well, this originally was a toast to be performed at the birthday of a friend of mine. And somehow I just hung on to it, and came time to do something here. I can't remember when it was, but it was some years back here, and the song just kind of stuck. And I'm so grateful to you, my beloved community, for giving this song a home.
I think it was a cusp service.
Lois says she thinks it was a cusp service. And you remember what the cusp service was? It was right at the beginning of the year. It was sort of an annual event. So here we are once again. Can I have that B flat? Okay. 60 seconds make a minute, an hour is 60 minutes long. The day has plenty hours in it, 24 and another's gone. Sun to sun, season to season, time is surely passing by. We're all here and that's the reason that we raise our glasses high. Here's to another year. One more time around the circle, think of all the things we've done. A little rhyme to pass the time. Here's to the journey always ended and never yet begun.
I've seen some years come and go now in my time upon this earth. I've had time to watch the show now, time to ponder what it's worth. Is this day so very special, or is it how we set our sights? May all your days and years to come be just like this one, warm and bright. Here's to another year. One more time around the circle, think of all the things we've done. A little rhyme to pass the time. Here's to the journey always ended and never yet begun. Here's to another year. One more time around the circle, think of all the things we've done. A little rhyme just to pass the time. Here's to the journey always ended and never yet begun. Here's to another year. Here's to another year. Here's to another year. Here's to another year.
And it has been quite a year at First Parish. Here's a moment in our service to acknowledge some of the people who have come and gone from this community in this year that we've had. We had a child dedication of two young people in our community, Calvin and Willie Hall, and we welcomed them officially into our community. And we also have 3 new members that we've added since our last new member ceremony, who have signed the book and who we celebrate today in absentia. Wendy Innes and Carol Gregory joined, and they are vacationing today, but send their greetings. And Steve Whiteman also joined, signing our book. We also, unfortunately, had quite a lot more deaths than new starts I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to hear the list of the first parishioners we've lost this year to death. Dennis Ahern, Donna Argon, Louise Curtis, Betty Drouillet, Tom Einstein, George Eppel, Daisy Illich, Ilona Johnson, Tom McDonald, Bill Ryder, Bob Seitz, Betty Slechta, and Betty Zaff. We hold their memories in our hearts, knowing that they remain in this community as we keep them alive in our memories and in our lives. We honor them. Thank you.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting if we try, Lord, if we try. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting if we try, Lord, if we try. I was singing with my sister. I was singing with my friends. And we all sing together. The circle celebrate. Oh, will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting if we try, Lord, if we try. I was born in the valley of Galilee where the sun used to shine. But I'm climbing to the heights of the never-ending mountain. Oh, will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the
So good morning, all. I'm Sarah Dorer. I'm a member of the parish board. And what a year it has been. I think, I'm emotional, sorry. I honestly think back to last year. We had no more than 60 people in the sanctuary. The sanctuary is full. We have people above, and we still have people on Zoom. You've come back, you've showed up, you've believed in us, and we're moving forward, I think, with a lot of excitement and a lot of anticipation for next year. And I think that that certainly wouldn't be the case except for the work of our incredible search committee. I think that if we think back to the amount of work that they have done in an incredibly short period of time, it's just astounding. And so we're here to appreciate the members of the search committee on behalf of the entire congregation. So we're going to ask you to come up individually. We're going to ask you to stay standing for a few minutes after we've done this. So these are just not in any particular order. Sharon McDonald, is Sharon here? Come downstairs, Sharon, come down. Sharon, come down. Let's fly. Renu Bostwick. Renu, I know, is here. I'm sitting next to her.
Give them a moment.
Yeah.
They need to show
They need to show up, yeah. No, that's okay. That's all right. It's okay. Renu, thanks. Sharon. Yay. Woohoo. Stacy Chandler. Rich Suval. Saw Rich at some point. I saw him drive through. We will save this for him. Andrew Van Prague, who was upstairs, so I hope he's down. Aha! Okay. Ian Carroll. Ian here? Okay, we'll save these for them. And last but not least is Maureen Riccici. All right.
No lighting search committee members on fire.
Yeah.
All right, can we give them one more big thank you? But all right, now I'm going to ask you to sit down and take a break, because we're not done. It's been a year, and as Sarah said, it's really impressive to look back and see all the things that have happened over the last year, and I keep kind of catching myself and saying, was that really this year? So there are a lot of people who brought this all together, and this has really been a community-wide effort, and we need to acknowledge everybody who helped and participated. Some say work is love made visible, and if so, we are fortunate to be part of such a loving community. And this is a very long list, so please stand and remain standing as you are able when I acknowledge you, but if you get tired and you want to sit down for a little while and stand back up, that's fine too. And, pace yourselves on the applause, because like I said, long list, right? All right, you ready? To the transition team who continued the work and gathered us together last summer to prepare for the search committee. To the, stand up if you're here. That was a cue, stand up. Transition team. To the in-gathering team who reconnected us last fall with photos and activities and excitement to start the new church year. To the Bedford Day volunteers who set up, broke down, talked to people, did all the things. The community opportunity fair with ice cream. All the participants, committee chairs, ice cream scoopers. To those who helped green the sanctuary for Advent. to those who put together the December Artisan Fair and served cocoa at the tree lighting, to those who organized or participated in the MLK Day church cleanup, the spaghetti supper, the chili cook-off, mystery friends, circle suppers, the Irish celebration and other concerts, the auction, the pole capping, Ferry Beach, the plant fair. Okay, so that should be more of you, right? Yay! Let's take a break. I need to catch my breath. So thank you to all of you, all the people who kept this place going behind the scenes and out of sight, those who provided hospitality at the many, too many memorial services, the gardeners, the kitchen cleaners, the acting sextons, the bell and clock winders, the coffee makers and ushers, the tech team who stepped up again and again, the interiors team, physical plant, those who managed the parsonage rental, the finance committee, the personnel committee, those who figured out the steeple leases and insurance and software. Okay. Those who brought art and music and joy to us all, the gallery team, the choirs, the music committee, the many, many musicians. Oh, good, you guys are standing up already. And to those who cared for us, encouraged us, and asked us to question, those who challenged us, the lay pastoral team, the environmental justice committee, the spirit of democracy team, the social responsibility council, and those who brought organizations to our attention through the Share the Plate Sundays. The sanctuary committee who continues to support Maria, the membership committee who figured out how many we were, to the stewardship committee, and all those who pledged. Don't worry, there's only one more page. To all of those who made our faith development program for all ages happen this year, the Faith Development Committee, the Salon coordinators and participants, the Lyceum, the senior youth who went out into Boston, sought out social justice opportunities, and shared what they learned with the rest of us. To the volunteers who worked with our youth and children Sunday mornings and in youth group, all the kids who participated in programming, to everyone who engaged with the community by attending Sunday services or other programming, to those who showed up, thank you. And if I missed anybody, stand up now. Everybody on Zoom, hi! All right, you can take a break and sit down now. I also wanted to acknowledge my fellow board members who kept showing up over and over again. So I'm going to ask you guys to stand up again. Mark Bailey, Deb Bedot, Sarah Dorr, Vicki Gaw, Alan McRobert, and Dave Southern. All right, you can sit down again now. All right, I'm almost done. Like the last half of the page is a little more dense, sorry. We need to acknowledge our wonderful staff, from the front office to the ministers and the faith development director to the music directors. You guys have been here for us in so many ways, and so a big, big thank you to you all. I going to invite you up for one last bit. I want to thank you for being our wonderful acting senior minister, Minister of Faith Development, Senior Youth Advisor. So I'm not sure how you managed to do 3 jobs this past year, and I don't know how we can begin to indicate any sort of appreciation. So I have a little small token. So in many parts of the world, the dragonfly symbolizes change, transformation, adaptability, and self-realization. The change that is often referred to has its source in emotional maturity. In the past year, you have been a model of adaptability and emotional maturity. So I have a little something for you that is dragonfly themed. So we have a scarf and then
I love you guys. This year has been a wild ride and honestly a real privilege. And one of the many, many things that made this year possible, in addition to everyone who was already acknowledged, which cannot be overstated, is the return of Reverend Megan Lines to First Parish in Bedford. I gotta talk about her a little bit, so I know you're excited. Megan did not want us to give her things or make a big fuss, but I was like, Megan, we love you so much, and we're gonna give you things and make a fuss. But we do have a whole pile of gifts that I can go and bring up to give you. But really, what I wanted to say is that I know, Megan, that you love this congregation so much. And your deep care for this community, your attention to detail, where mine is not attentive to details, your care for the liturgy and crafting a worship service, and the way you help us remember our history, where things came from, why they matter, why a piece of furniture is emotionally important when the interiors team asks, and I would say, oh, it's just a chair. Megan knows who gave us that chair and why, and something about their life, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, the deep care you bring to this community. So thank you for returning when we needed you most, and we're so excited to continue to stay in touch with you as you continue your ministry in Waltham. So thank you. And also, I heard a rumor that not everyone got to contribute to Megan who wanted to. So we were trying to be a little bit low key in our collections because she was trying to keep it low key. So if you are sad that you didn't get to contribute to Megan in some financial capacity, you can find me, be in touch with me, we can work something out if you want to continue your generosity. But no pressure, we've done a lot. Anyway. Thank you guys, we did it!
Here, I would merely like to mention, if I may, that our unanimous attitude is one of lasting gratitude for what our friend has done for us today. And therefore we would simply like to say, thank you very much, thank you very much, that's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for us. It may sound double touch, but my delight is such, I feel as if I'm losing more than one for us. And if I to have us for a final victory touch. But since I left my flag at home, I'll simply have to say thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing
You know, I'm one of those people that when someone says something, I have like a song for everything. And that's what the choir's been this morning. We have a song for everything. So thank you very much, everybody. Every single person sitting there in every pew in the gallery, thank you. You're the ones who make First Parish such an awesome community. Thank you. So, what do we do to wrap up here? Life calls us on. If you look in your bulletin, you'll see it listed, but if you look on the back page of the bulletin, you'll see the tune. And the choir's going to sing with you for the first verse. And then you're on your own for every other verse. And I think you'll enjoy it. Just follow Sandra on the organ. I'll put the pressure on her. So, please stand in either body or spirit, and let's sing together, Life Calls Us On.
For
We have closing words. We just handed Brad some flowers. We did it at a moment, it was busy. So just a second to say, Brad, you really rock. Our closing words are an adaptation from words written by Henry David Thoreau. Begin the summer well.
Do something in it, worthy of it, and of you. Make new demands on life.
Purify yourself anew as with fire and water, soul and body. Transcend your daily routine.
Report the glory of the universe, and let not escape you. Have your immortality now.
It is reasonable to hope that a person should be something worthier come fall than they were as yet in spring.
Dear hunters of the beautiful, companions through all seasons, may your summers be long, but your friendship longer still.
Let the circle be unbroken until we meet again. May it be so.
Amen.
Amen.